So I was born with less than a 1% chance of survival. I've got this congenital heart defect. I was born without a spleen. And, these were always just words to me growing up. It didn't matter because it didn't affect me. I worked out, I boxed. It wasn't a problem until about a little less than a year ago. I was hospitalized for clots in my heart, my lungs, my leg. And I was in the hospital for weeks. The recovery took months. And it was an experience that I learned just so much through, and I wanted to share a bit of that because, this is the first takeaway is I learned that as much as we want comfort and good times and prosperity in our lives, it's the darkest, worst moments that you're on the brink of hell and death and facing darkness. Those are the moments that change you and define you and make you, and I think those are I don't want to say the best things in life, but they're the best things for you as an individual, mentally, and emotionally, and all these things. Like I grew more through this, facing my mortality and this situation with my health than I had my entire life up to that point. And it's not even close, the proportion of how much I learned before and after this, through this, rather. But so let me talk a little bit about some of the lessons. The very first quick lesson is I was unable to walk because of the clot in my leg for a long time, and when I could start walking, it was so painful, and the leg would swell up, and it would hurt, and I would have to stop. I remember trying to see a movie with my parents and my fiance. And we were going through the mall to get to the theater, and I had to be on crutches, and even that, it was just miserable. I couldn't do it. It took so long. But now, I'm walking, I'm running, I'm working out, I'm going up hills, I'm fine. But I've forgotten how grateful I was at first. I just walk now, just automatically take it for granted. And, that holds true with exercise. In the hospital, they were telling me I was never going to be able to work out, box. I like to box and things. They said, I'm not going to be able to box anymore because I'm going to be on blood thinners. And they said I probably won't be able to work out the same, things like this. But now I work out exactly the same. I still box. I do everything that I wanted to do, but I'm not thank you. I just do it and forget. So that's the first lesson, is that, one, there's always more to be grateful for than you realize. Even if you think I have nothing to be grateful for, trust me, there's something so simple that could be taken from you that you would really miss and you're really grateful for. And second, it's just so easy to forget to be grateful. I kid you not, I was praying and begging that I would be able to walk and work out and do all these things, but now I do it without a second thought. And so the next lesson comes from through a movie I wanted to watch when I was in the hospital. Have you ever heard of the movie Bleed for This with Miles Teller? It's a pretty okay boxing movie, but I was dead set on watching this. I wanted to watch this movie and nothing else. And it's because they were telling me I was never going to be able to box again and things like that. And that movie is about Vinny Pazienza, real true life story about a boxer who gets into a car wreck, breaks his neck. Doctors tell him you're never going to be able to box again or walk again, and he defies those odds and becomes champion. So I thought, I want to defy the odds. I want to box again. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. And I was dead set on watching it. And and so I thought it was because I'm such full steam ahead, nothing could stop me person that movie resonated with me so much, and I thought that was going to be the biggest takeaway. But I actually learned that the biggest takeaway of the movie comes from a line around the middle of the film when Miles Teller's character says, Vinny Pazienza says, "You know what, Kevin? I do know how to quit. I know exactly how to quit. And what scares me is that it's easy." And at the time I was like, "What are you talking about? No, it's not. No, it's not. This is not easy." And then, like I said, it was a little bit through the recovery. It was when I was on the other end of things that I realized how easy it really became to quit, and how easy it is to quit and become just this victim. I learned in my time of recovery and, on the back end of this stuff, when people were taking care of me, pampering me, bringing me stuff, when I wasn't able to walk and nobody expected much of me, I learned the benefits, the true benefits of the victim card. It's a get out of jail free card. Nobody expects or can't expect anything from you because you got this, this card. I got this thing, you can't, I can't, And it's easy for us to do that in life, is to just play the victim and, cite some instance in our life or some hardship that we have that nullifies our ability to do X, Y, or Z. And when people say like, why don't you try this? You got, well, I got this victim card. And then they might say, well, what about this? And you'd be like, I got this victim card over here. You might have multiple victim cards. But it's just this idea of playing the victim and using that as an excuse to lower your standards of life and be able to do that freely because you lower everyone else's expectations of you through something that feels very valid. But it's never valid, I don't think, because even yes, I had true medical problems, and you do need help. You need to get through it, and that's the difference. Is you do just get through it and work through what needs to be worked through, but too often we just wallow. Because like I said, it was on the back end of this when I finally realized like I was kind of taking advantage of being pampered, and I liked it more than I thought I did. And once it was time to get back to work, it's like, okay, now it's really time to get back to work. Do what you said, become the person you wanted to be. And I'm like, oh, but can I maybe use the excuse a little bit longer? And it's like at some point, the excuses have to stop. So those are just a few lessons, a few takeaways from my time in the hospital. I'm sure I'll do more videos like this. There are more videos to come. I just set up a website. Please check it out because I'm in college. I don't have much money, and I put some money into the site. So it'd be cool if you checked it out. And I put some blog posts up, or I like to call them articles. Blog sounds stupid. I put up some articles or blogs, whatever. And I have an Instagram. Check out that Instagram. And check back here on YouTube for more videos. I do basically boxing psych. I'm mixing combat sports with mental health, trying to build a community of men, bring boys to men, men to fathers. So I'll see you here and there and everywhere, baby.